Okay, so I literally just got up and
our closet is flooded. This whole purse is moldy. Oh my god.
Hey team, welcome back to another episode. Today, Lee and I are going to be talking about our housing homeowner adventure.
I think adventure is a nice way of putting it. There have been a lot of really great things, but there's a lot of things that we wish we knew before we bought in.
This video is sponsored by Skillshare, which as you may know is an amazing online learning community filled with people who know a bunch of stuff that are going to teach you a whole bunch of other stuff.
I love it. These people know stuff. You want to learn stuff. Put them together. So we've been living in our condo for almost a year now, and there's been a lot that we have learned about the process. Patience is key. Paperwork is a lot. And right now we are in the throes of figuring out insurance, which...
Another adventure.
Yay, adult things.
Number one that I think has to be acknowledged is that owning a home in today's society is a status symbol.
There's so much privilege that goes into even getting into the housing market. We recognize that this is not the reality for a lot of people. And the only reason that we even own this place is from investments from Levi's family. So this is a whole family endeavor just to get us into the market.
I inherited money from both of my grandparents passing away, and my parents had saved money over the last 30 years to help get us into the market. And that's just not a thing that a lot of people have access to. Another thing I don't think I truly grasped was how complicated just getting a home was. Like, there's lawyers and mortgage brokers and insurance people and co-signers and lenders and all of these things that you just don't know anything about. And so you have to hire all these people, and they're all very expensive.
I'll say as well that home ownership was something that I didn't really have on my radar. You know, my parents have supported me and my siblings so well throughout our lives, but there's no way when you have 3 children that, you know, they were gonna help all of us get into the housing market. That just was not realistic. So I feel very grateful to Levi and his family, which is, you know, now my family, to be able to do this. But yeah, it wasn't a reality that I had thought I would have, and much less before I was 30.
She married me for my money.
Yeah, not the face, definitely the money.
My personality? Shit. It's just the money. Number 2 is that your home is a responsibility. You can bail on your rent in a relatively short amount of time and leave that responsibility for someone else. Whereas us, getting rid of a mortgage is a very complex process, and we have some dreams and some goals of living abroad. We wanna be able to go and live in another country, and so what do we do with this thing that we have to pay for every single month, whether we're here or not?
We've also spent a lot of that time making this into, you know, our home, but it's also our office. We literally do everything in this space. And when we leave it and we rent it out, it's like, do we leave this nice furniture that Levi's dad made for us? Or, you know, what do we do with these things? Do you pay to put them in storage? There's a lot of things that we didn't realize were gonna be more difficult, because when we were renting, we could just decide to up and leave, and I don't know, there's a lot more freedom in that. So we're hoping to live in another country for a year, starting hopefully in the next few months. So don't forget to subscribe and like this video so that you can follow us along on the journey. We want to take you with us as we figure out what to do with this apartment when we go do that.
Monty was wet.
Yeah, he has little drips.
Oh my gosh.
Look.
A moist boy.
Yeah. Number 3, don't buy a pre-built. I'm sure there are pre-builds out there that are easy.
Great.
They're great.
Yeah.
But that's not been our experience.
We made a whole video about this. We will link it down below. There has been a lot of hiccups on the road to us living in this apartment.
But now that we're in the space, there's still a lot of things that we have been promised that haven't really happened.
Welcome to the rooftop. The infamous and famous rooftop.
Yep.
So when we first moved in here, the rooftop was one of the biggest selling features, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we wanted to live in an urban area, but we wanted to have access to green space. We like growing food. And there's a rooftop garden set up on the rooftop of this building, which is amazing. Along with it was a series of barbecues and sort of social spaces where people could hang out, you know, enjoy a meal, etc. So far, haven't really had such success with that. So this kind of rooftop area here was where we were supposed to have sort of like benches, and yeah, there's supposed to be a barbecue here and another barbecue there, and like seating in this area. And so far, as you can see, there's kind of like nothing done.
Yeah. So this space hasn't really changed since we moved in. We do have our garden though, we can take you there. But another thing that was interesting was we didn't have water up here for almost the entire summer. Hi, garden.
Hello, garden. Looking pretty sad now.
No, but there's garlic. See? See? Look, it's happening. Yay!
There's little garlic.
There's another one there.
So I recognize that a bunch of you might not be like gardeners per se, but you might understand that in order to grow stuff in a garden, you kind of need water. So for a while, they'd actually run a hose out of one of the balconies in the units below up over the side of the building onto the roof, and we were using that to water our gardens. And now there's just no water, so you can't really do anything.
We also have this empty space at the moment, which I think it's supposed to be grass eventually. But it's been dirt for quite a while. When we bought into the building, the thing that we were really excited about was all of these social spaces where we could gather and be outside, and that hasn't happened. So I don't know, it just feels like a waste of space. Just dirt on a roof.
This is the main thing with the pre-build experience, is that the developer ultimately holds all the cards. Like, if they decide that they're gonna save a bunch of money and not give us towel racks in all of our bathrooms, there's just no towel racks, and we have to buy them ourselves.
I had totally forgotten about that. Oh no.
And it's this kind of like cheap, you know, sort of, I don't know, conniving ways of saving money that just like really sours the experience, especially when you're literally making the largest investment of your entire life, in our case.
Yeah. There was also supposed to be a sauna up here and also a gym. So let's go see how that gym is looking. Oh. We can't actually get in.
Wait, what?
We can't, look, see, it's, it won't.
Okay, well.
Never mind.
That's it.
Oh, an empty room.
It's a room.
Yeah.
Now, believe it or not, there's actually more drama to do with the developer and this building, but first, we're gonna touch on a lighter, happier note, which is the sponsor of this video.
Skillshare! I was like, is that my cue?
If you don't already know what Skillshare is, it's an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. You can explore new skills, deepen your existing passions, and get lost in creativity on Skillshare. So say, for example, you're interested in baking like Leah is, and you need to refill your enormous bucket of flour. Oh my God.
Oh no, get my scoop. Get the scoop. Levi, my arms are tired.
Oh my God. Okay, what? Do you need me to help you?
No, I'm just trying to pin it woman. Okay,
now tell them the next bit about Skillshare.
So there's a ton of stuff that you can do to make your life more interesting. Like learning how to bake bread, or like Levi, learn to be a YouTuber. Hold on, almost there.
I genuinely believe that getting skills in your life is so important in this modern age because, I don't know, the internet has provided knowledge at your fingertips. You need to know how to apply that knowledge in a variety of ways. I mean, Leah is the favorite person in both of our families because she knows how to make sourdough bread.
Wait, it's just because of that?
It's also because she's an adorable person. And I am the most hated because I have a YouTube channel, but we wouldn't have been able to do either of those things if it wasn't for the skills that we developed. There is actually a course on Skillshare about beginner filmmaking where they teach you how to make videos with your phone, which I think is really impressive because a lot of people think that they need to buy a bunch of crazy equipment, and you actually don't. You just need what you got in your pocket. So the first 1,000 people from the team to use the link down in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. And now we're gonna talk about the lack of skill we have in terms of home maintenance.
Plumbing in particular.
Yeah.
Nope.
Not super skilled in that regard.
No. So this is 9 days after the initial leak that we found, and we still don't really know what's going on. Understandably, BC is in a state of emergency right now, so there's a lot of flooding and repairs that people are really busy with. And ours, we just have a soggy carpet. So, you know, like, they're like, okay, will you survive? We're like, I think so. So, you know, they're like, they'll come back later.
So as you saw in the beginning of this clip, we kind of just randomly discovered this moldy patch on our carpet, and the thing is, we don't really know what to do with that kind of stuff because we're not,
We know that moldy carpet bad.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the thing is, as a homeowner, we are responsible for all of this stuff. And what that means in our case specifically is that we are doing a lot of negotiation with insurance companies, which is freaking exhausting.
So I've been on the phone a lot lately.
Yeah.
And that's because we have 3 different insurance situations overlapping at once. So we have our personal insurance, we have the strata insurance, and we have the building warranty, which is warranted for 1 year. Basically, if anything happens to the building in the first year, the developer is responsible to fix it. But as we've mentioned, the developer is not being very helpful in these ways.
We're also the first in our building to deal with something like this, so we're kind of the guinea pigs for our strata, our property managers, the builders, the insurance.
This is what you learn when you're in the pre-build environment, is that nothing's established. Like the relationship between our strata council and the management company, the relationship between the developer and the strata is very different. And there's so many interlocking pieces that when a building like this is brand new, it's all in flux. And so nothing really kind of gets done in a very effective way.
I will say the silver lining for us though is that our strata council is amazing.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Well, thanks for, you guys have been great. Strata has been awesome.
Thank
The rest of the team, is really...
It's kind of lacking there, yeah.
So that has been a real saving grace, to feel like we have people who are on our side as we like go through this journey, because I can see the developers not really wanting to help us that much and just wanting to wait the few months until it's no longer their problem.
Yeah, so that's the crazy part.
Yeah.
If this claim doesn't get resolved before whatever the certified completion date is, they don't have to deal with it anymore. The onus is off them, and they can just pass the buck off to the strata council, or more likely us. And so we are, put in the position of being homeowners, and we have to just pay for all this stuff. There's no one but us that's gonna take responsibility for this.
We're not saying that we're not super thankful to be in this position, but if people saved up all of this money to get into a home and then something like this happened, sometimes you don't have the money to repair it.
We have so many friends our age that are trying to find a way to get into the housing market, and you just see people taking on greater and greater risks to be able to afford this kind of home that we have. And there's so many ways that this could go wrong, and especially with something as unknown as a pre-build, you have to be able to accommodate for some unforeseen circumstances coming up. And for us, sadly, in this building, there's been a lot.
So despite all of those things happening, we're really excited to share our journey with you. We know that a lot of you are a similar age and are maybe thinking about similar things, you know, having kids, buying a house.
True.
So we want to help you on that journey and think about how do we live intentionally and respectfully so we can actually have a sustainable future where those things are accessible to more people.
And how do we have an awesome time throughout that process?
Yeah.
If you're enjoying all of this stuff and that sounds cool to you, maybe you hit that subscribe button and we'll see you in the next video.
So thanks so much for joining us today, and we're excited to see you in the next one.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Is that your me imitation?
You know what? It came out really fast, and I don't know. I hope it wasn't.
Bye.
That's
I don't
not
sound
what
like
you
that.
sound like.
It's not.
That's not. It's not.
Why do you keep mirroring me?
I'm not hearing you.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so we have now got a hole in our roof and plastic all over everything because we're still unclear as to where the water is coming from. The guy who is working on it is also very frustrated. Hopefully by the next video, this is all sorted out. Thank you everyone for watching. See you in the next one.